Hello everybody, this is Llodg, and before I get into the video, I wanted to say that I received a game key for the Hungry Lamb traveling in the Late Ming Dynasty from 2P Games. And even though I received a key, all of my thoughts in this video are 100% my own, and I'm also playing this game on Steam. I want to preface this video by also saying that this game has some really heavy and dark themes and topics. Now in this video I won't be showing anything from the game with some of those topics, and the game doesn't visually show anything too bad in my opinion. But I just want a disclaimer in case you don't like any of those themes, because this is a mystery horror game. This is a visual novel that 2P Games said is similar to Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 4 is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm even working on another top 10 RPGs video, and it's going to be on there. So I thought it would be cool to check this game out, especially since most of the visual novel games that I've played also have some sort of other gameplay mechanic involved. Like in Persona 4 it's the turn-based battles, and Ace Attorney it's the evidence finding aspect. However, this game is reading and watching the actual story pan out. Now I want to say that there are some choices you're able to make. Some of them are as simple as to where you want extra lines of dialogue, or if you just want to move on with the story, you can choose the option that will skip those lines of dialogue, but there are also some branching narrative paths. The game is set in the early 1600s in China during a period of severe unrest and suffering. You play as Llodg, who is a bandit with tragedy in his past. He takes up a lot of jobs, and the job that we find ourselves doing in this game is escorting 4 girls to Llodg. Liang will also refer to characters as different animals, like he and his partner Tung are wolves, and the girls are lambs. Animal metaphors are a pretty big part in this game. But as we are escorting the girls, one night Liang is alone with one of them, and as we are turned around, she pulls out a knife and tries to attack us. And here you can actually see one of the choices that affects the story. However, it doesn't affect the story too much, because if you choose the wrong option, like I did, you end up falling and getting attacked, resulting in a game over. There are some choices that will actually set you on a different path, like you can see here, but I do like that they give you a choice in these instances. Anyway, if you choose the correct option and stop her from killing you, she actually isn't a mute and is able to speak. Her name is Mansue, and apparently she had to pull off the mute act so that Lin San, our current boss, wouldn't suspect anything. Yin San lied to us about who exactly we're bringing the girls to. Instead of being sold to be in some rich family, they are actually being sold to someone known as the Swine Demon, someone who eats lambs, and I'm not talking about the actual animal. Mansui is determined to kill the Swine Demon because it was revealed to her in a dream that her sister was actually killed by the Swine Demon. This all turns the story from a more simple escort mission to a whole different story with a much more complicated story, where Liang has to uncover the truth. Now I won't talk about or show any more about the actual story and its plot, because I feel like that would spoil the actual game for you to play, since it's a visual novel and most of the enjoyment comes from said story. But after this moment I was 100% invested in the story. With this revelation it takes such an interesting turn that I wanted to know so much more about it as I played. However, I will say that there were some moments where I did feel a little uncomfortable, and this game isn't trying to shy away from some of those uncomfortable topics and themes, and luckily the game doesn't visually show or actually do anything too bad in my opinion. But I wanted to bring up that there are some moments in this game that had me kind of weirded out, though I do think that the actual horror and mystery elements outweigh these weird and kind of uncomfortable moments. This game was also made by Zero Creation Games, which is a Chinese development team, so the game is translated from Chinese into English, and I have to say the translation is very good. There were no moments I found that had any mistranslation issues or weirdly worded phrases, so if you're worried about a poor translation, I'm happy to say there should be no worries about it. The game is also written a lot like how an actual novel would be, where after a character speaks, it'll explain what the character means. Like when Tung said, "Let me take a look," and the next line will say, "Tung wanted to see the pouch." It's just a little weird since I was easily able to pick up what Tung was talking about, but it's no big deal. The game does also have voice acting, however it's only in Chinese, so if you're like me and don't speak any Chinese, you're going to be reading. Despite not being able to understand what they're saying without the subtitles, the voice actors did a wonderful job at portraying the emotion presented in any given scene. There were no moments I found the voice acting to be cringy either, which is good, especially given the topics and themes of the story. Were there to be any weird voice acting, I feel like it would have undercut the tone of the actual story.
虽然尹三说他是自愿去的，不用担心会逃，可他这样能撒丫子跑，我不放心。
The art is also incredible in my opinion, which I feel is very important for a visual novel. There isn't a lot of movement when the characters are talking in these scenes, however they do show off the correct emotion for the characters, which is really appreciated. The music isn't anything to specifically write home about, but it always fits the mood of the story, and I didn't find any of it to be bad at all. It's more like ambience for the story. Though I did like the music during Mansui's sneak attack. There are also moments in this game where there are full-blown art showing the specific scenes. I really like these moments as they break up the moments where it's just a character standing and talking and can help draw you into what's actually happening, and it doesn't hurt that the art is amazing. Like for example, if this scene of Mansui attacking you was just her standing like this instead of multiple pieces of art, I feel like it wouldn't have hit the same way. There are even some prologue like Sui's that are in this cool art style that even shows off more of the setting of said prologue. Stuff like this can really help make the game more visually interesting. I mean, look at how cute this cat is. And yeah, so overall, if you're looking to play through a visual novel with an interesting story, I can definitely recommend this one. I was surprised by how easily it captivated me, though if you are looking for some sort of gameplay to go along with this, then I don't think this game would be for you, since there's a lot of reading between choices. Thank you again for 2P Games for providing me with the code for the Hungry Lamb traveling in the Late Ming Dynasty. If the game looked at all interesting to you, then I highly recommend you go try it out on Steam. The art and story alone are worth it in my opinion. If you played The Hungry Land, let me know what you think about the game, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day, and goodbye.